dangling with Dizzy. What's going on, guys? Welcome to mikeybalzz Fishing. We are out on beautiful Lake Guntersville. I got my buddy. Go check him out. He's an epic photographer up here in North Alabama, South Tennessee.
We out here dangling, baby. We out here dangling.
I said I'm going to show you one of my favorite techniques, which we've been talking about a whole bunch, and that's fishing heavy grass, fishing around grass, fishing all that vegetation that shows up in summer. Some bigger picture views of what some of this grass looks like to give you some more information and kind of show you kind of on the water exactly what's happening, which is the goal here. Hashtag real fishing, right? But make sure to hit that like and subscribe button right down there. I'll put a link to him down in the description box. Go give him a follow on Instagram. Super cool dude. Shoot some super sick shots, and hopefully we get some today. But let's get out there and play with some of this stuff. Good one. I mean, that's a 3-pounder, dude. But that's like a 15-inch 3-pounder. Just a stocky joker. He's still on there. Oh, he's still on there. What shall we reveal? Oh! That's a freaking 5 and change, dude. Oh! Right through the nose. Dude, look at that thing. That is a beautiful Guntersville bass. So. All right, homies, we caught a chunky one, dude, and she's kind of active here. So we're gonna get her out and get her released. It's 5 and change. It's ironically we've been catching some good ones, but not all of them have been fat. So that one, that's fat. So we're gonna get her back real quick. You can actually see the hydrilla and all the grass. Go back to where you live. Oh, you want to hang out, spend some time with us? No. But you can see all the grass all down here. But I'm gonna show you real quick kind of the bait and the setup that I'm using. It's punching like we've talked about, but really I'm gonna show you kind of how we're targeting this stuff because it's changed quite a bit. There's a lot of chop grass in the water and we're having a bit of a cloudy day, so you kind of gotta adapt where you're putting the bait and how you're fishing it in order to get bites, at least in my opinion, when it gets like this. So I was using a pretty standard setup. This 711 Ti Halo. Punching rod, it's a heavy action rod. Got my old Greeny Meanie 80-pound braid, and then a 1.5-ounce tungsten. That's a Hog Tech, and that's what is it, the Hack Attack hook. A lot of people don't like it. I like it. If you kind of come up here and take a look, what I'm really targeting is you can see all of these like clumps and there's strands. There's all kinds of crazy stuff. And what I find when it's a little bit cloudier is these fish will get really tight to edges. So it's a little bit tough to see, but you got a dome right down here and there's a small edge to it right there. Now, normally I like to pitch it right in the middle, but what I try to do when it gets a little cloudy, I'm kind of assuming that these fish are sort of pushed into corners like ambush points, and they want areas where they can move out into open water a little bit easier. So by targeting those points and those corners, I think I'm just in a little more of a high percentage area, and it's more of a transition area, even though we're still fishing like heavy canopied, you know, super shadowy cover. He's on there the whole time. I don't think he's still on. He might be. He's on there. Like 2.5, 3-pounder. A little bit of salad. Like a little bit of salad. Got a little salad with my 3-pounder. Well, I'll go back. This beautiful clear water right here. Go dance. God, isn't that pretty, dude? capturing content. My reel wasn't even engaged, dude. You didn't that big, but that's how you thumb them in, dude. I literally used my thumb to catch this fish. How about that? So here's what I kind of did. A little guy, I'm gonna throw him back, but let me spotlight the boat real quick. I've been catching a lot on gambler stinger, you know, beaver style or creature style bait, no doubt. But I'm starting to find that either the fish that I found are kind of beat up, which is very possible. We're on Gunnersville, one of the most pressured lakes in the country, or two, they're just not in the mood. I'm getting the impression when I first started catching some of these punching fish, there were a lot of brim around. Maybe the brim were spawning, maybe there's just a lot more bait. Now I'm finding that you kind of got to coax them a little. So what I did, this is literally the most OG lure to ever exist, other than the Zoom one probably. But I rigged up, this is a Gambler Crawdaddy. Now, I'm saying you can use any like craw style bait. Really the key here though is compared to that stinger, it doesn't have big flappers on it. It's very thin and streamlined. So it's almost like fishing a ribbon tail versus fishing a stick bait, you know, something like that. Where that stick bait is like a do nothing, super simple. It goes real clean through the grass. And that's kind of what we're playing with. I might even go down to a BB cricket, but I'm doing the same thing, but I'm slightly adjusting that presentation to see if we can't get a few more bites, because we haven't had a ton of bites. They've been decent, the ones that we're catching, but making a little change might get a couple of those extra bites along with the bigger ones. Yeah.
And then I'll be like,
not a big. It's a good one though. They ate it on the pump again. Look how fat that joker is, dude. I like it when you can barely get your hand around their hand. So we're doing a lot of punching today, and one question that's come up in some of the other punching videos that you guys have asked me, like, what's your like top 5 baits, like top 4 baits, and what colors? Well, the color thing is pretty simple. Honestly, pick your favorite as long as it's dark. You know, I'm not gonna go as far to say as long as it's black and blue, but really, if you gotta buy one flipping bait or punching bait, black and blue, I don't care how clear. Let me like show you real quick. Look how clear that water is right there. And we caught them on black and blue today. Sometimes it's not ideal. Green pumpkin, black blue is great. There's a color, let me see if I got it right here. Magic Craw, actually I got some of those right here. Magic Craw is really good, especially if you have super clear water. But pick a darker color. Green pumpkins, I would go with something that, if you're gonna use straight green pumpkin, either dip the tails or have another color mixed in with it, just to give it a little bit of differential. But baits wise, what I really like going to, and what I've really caught, at least thus far this year, the most fish on, is 100% the stinger. Like, this has been my go-to, and I keep catching them, so I keep flipping it, dude. It's a creature style bait, little kickers on it. I think it really looks like a brim. You can see it has that sort of, I don't know, that body shape of a brim. And those kickers, what's kind of nice is I can pitch a 1.5 even in some semi-sparse stuff, and it'll slow down that fall just a hair, or it'll go do as it goes down. And I think that's a selling point. It triggers. It seems like, especially in Florida, a little less like action is, excuse me, there's a bunch of freaking hydrilla nets everywhere. A little less action is a little bit better. On Gunnersville, it seems like you want that fast fall and a more active kicking bait. The other one, if you do get fish that are super moody, you can't beat this. BB cricket, you guys have seen it a million times in my videos. It is the bite-sized version of every crawfish you've ever thrown. It's super small, it does nothing, but it has those little appendages that shake. But especially as we move towards fall, that's really when I get that joker out. Or I'll go with kind of its big brother, I guess you'd call it, which is the Crawdaddy. I mean, stupid looking old school craw baits, absolutely killer. And I think it's because they're such a straight and streamlined presentation. They also too, today we experienced a lot of wind, and sometimes going down to that smaller, more compact bait, you'll be amazed how much easier it is to get through with that 1.5 versus a wider style creature bait. So if you're ever in a situation where you really can't downsize your weight, but you need to get through faster or more efficiently, downsizing your bait, going down to a cricket or crawdaddy, excellent choices. To be honest, those are my 2 main picks. A couple side picks that I got. Let's see here. Why Not? I actually got second in the BFL on Lake Okeechobee on Why Not. Why Not is a bait that I really like. It's a more full body. It's kind of like a burner craw body with a paddle tail instead of kicker legs. It's great for really thick grass or really clingy grass. If you have cane or something in the grass around you, it's good because the hook doesn't pop out as easily. It stays on that snell really well, and the hook doesn't pop out as easily when you're punching through the extra thick stuff. Sometimes you'll find that snell kind of pops out, but that Why Not extra thick stuff when you want that more streamlined body, excellent choice. One outside the Gambler rung that I'll show you. I think Big Bite Baits make them now. The ones that I have are old school D&M custom baits, and it's called the Big Mama. So basically it's a creature style bait, super compact. It's got those big kind of flapper kickers on it. This is an awesome bait. It's kind of an in-between size between a BB cricket and that stinger. But dude, they absolutely chew it. I have no idea why. Black neon is this color. Once again, kind of like a dark shaded color. But those are really my top picks. There's other like kind of nuanced ones that I use. I'll use they're these culprit credit craws, and I'll actually rip those little dangle legs off them. But overall, if you got grass and you got punching fish, you will literally catch them on those baits. But a cool wrap on the day. We punched our lights out, dude. It was freaking fun because that's one of my favorite ways to fish. And as this grass gets thicker and thicker, you can both punch as well as doing exactly what Dalton's doing. And he was actually just talking about how sometimes a faster tree with a frog absolutely kills it. He's got, by the way, that's one of those jackal Kyra frog or katana frogs or something. Let me see that thing real quick. That is a bad to the bone popping frog right there, dude. So definitely get your frogs out, get your heavy weights out, even your lightweights. Flip, punch, and just fish the grass. There's some big bass in it. It's a lot of fun, tugging on them, pulling them out. Dude, it's one of my favorite times. I've said this in a million videos, one of my favorite times of the year to fish. But make sure to hit that like and subscribe button if you enjoy real fishing content, straight up fishing content, lack of FBS, but maybe a little bit of Bog, who isn't here right now, so I'll give him a pat on the head for you guys. But tight lines till next time. We'll see you back from the bass cave, or just talking fishing, or doing some more of this.